More than half the adult population in the United States has raised blood pressure, and only 1/4 of them have adequately controlled blood pressure. And this is despite the fact that hypertension or raised blood pressure is a major contributor to strokes, heart attacks, and kidney failure. Of course, there are effective medications that we can prescribe to you to manage blood pressure. But what are the natural ways in which you could reduce your blood pressure yourself? In this video, I'll be discussing the top 10 strategies, and make sure you watch the video till the end because the last 2 strategies you will find surprising. I'm Dr. Rawat, an Indian origin, England trained, Canada-based family physician who additionally studied nutrition at Harvard and founded healthgroupcoaching.com, where I run a virtual 4-week metabolic disease reversal program, which comprises of 8 one-hour Zoom coaching classes and app-based tracking and direct messages. Step number 1 is reduce sodium or salt in the diet. Contrary to what people think, however, very few people add extra sodium or salt to their diet. Most of it is already in the food they are consuming. So it's really important to read the labels and ensure that you're not consuming too much sodium. Even certain healthy foods like soya sauce and miso can contain too much sodium. Number 2 is reduce refined, ultra-processed, factory-made fructose. Fructose is fruit sugar, and when it's coming from natural foods like fruits, this is extremely healthy. Contains fiber, water, anti-inflammatory and antioxidant agents. However, in the refined processed form, this has been shown to raise blood pressure as well as lead to insulin resistance and metabolic disease. So while you can eat as much fruit as you like, avoid fruit jam, fruit marmalade, fruit ice creams, industrialized products made from fruit products containing refined fructose. Number 3, lose weight. Excess weight is a major cause of hypertension. There are many ways you can do this, but at the end, all of these various techniques need to lead to a energy balance or calorie deficit. And I will make a separate video on that. Make sure you subscribe. Number 4, if you are a snorer, make sure you get a sleep test done to screen for obstructive sleep apnea, which is now the most common cause of secondary hypertension. 7 to 9 hours of good quality sleep is required to maintain a healthy blood pressure. And apart from sleep, also screen for chronic stress, chronic depression, because the chronic rise in stress hormones like cortisol can also lead to raised blood pressure. Of course, screening isn't enough. You also need to adequately manage these conditions. Number 5, don't eat all the time. Consider restricting your eating window. Practice some degree of time-restricted feeding. This has been reduced blood pressure, and I recommend this is done in a circadian fashion in line with your hormones. So focusing more on consuming more calories earlier in the day and fewer later in the day. Number 6, increase the amount of potassium in your diet. This reduces your blood pressure. This includes various types of fruits, vegetables, nuts and seeds, legumes and lentils, fish, and fermented dairy products. Number 7, if you would like more details on a specific diet for blood pressure, then there is a diet called a DASH diet, which is a Mediterranean style diet, but also focusing on increasing potassium and reducing sodium. So you can look up the DASH diet. Number 8, increase activity and exercise. All kinds of exercise have been shown to reduce blood pressure, but in particular isometric exercises, which are those in which you maintain a posture, so you maintain your muscles into a state of contraction, and these include yoga, Pilates, a standing wall squat, planks, etc. These have been shown to reduce blood pressure the most. And now number 9 and number 10. There are even certain pleasure foods which have shown some modest reduction in blood pressure, and these include number 9, dark chocolate, and number 10, small amounts of alcohol such as red wine. These are because these food items contain polyphenols, which would be in the red grapes that the wine comes from, and the cacao seeds that dark chocolate comes from. Remember, these are calorie dense, but small amounts of these on a regular basis has actually been shown to reduce blood pressure. Let's go through a few scientific studies here. This is a study which showed the contribution of refined factory-made fructose in hypertension as well as metabolic syndrome. This study showed that moderate amount of dark chocolate consumption can actually reduce blood pressure. This study showed that moderate wine consumption can also help with blood pressure. Physical activity reduces blood pressure. Intake of sodium increases blood pressure. The benefits of a DASH diet for reduction of blood pressure. The benefits of weight loss in reducing blood pressure. The benefits of increasing potassium intake for blood pressure. Various types of exercise which reduce blood pressure. And in this study, they found that all exercise improves blood pressure. However, isometric exercises were the most effective, both for systolic as well as diastolic blood pressure. The benefit of dark chocolate in reducing blood pressure, and the beneficial effect of a small amount of red wine or alcohol for blood pressure. This was a large study in China in which a salt substitute was used. So sodium chloride was substituted for potassium chloride. It involved 600 villages in China, and they found a statistically significant reduction in strokes in those who were given potassium chloride instead of sodium chloride. You can see the results here on this chart. This study shows the benefits of time-restricted eating or mild intermittent fasting for blood pressure. And this is a really interesting table which shows the kinds of blood pressure lowering benefits you can expect for each of these strategies. If you go on my website, healthgroupcoaching.com, click on supplements and blogs, and scroll down, you'll find a blog for blood pressure, which is this one here, top supplements and devices for blood pressure and sleep apnea. You'll find a more detailed video that I had done on my YouTube channel. This is the nice blood pressure monitor that I use. It's a Japanese brand, $55 on Amazon. You can connect it via Bluetooth to the chronometer app, which I use for my coaching program. This is a salt replacement, new salt, which you can get from Amazon. I do recommend that you should track your sleep and your steps, and you can get devices for as cheap as $85 from Amazon. The links are here. You can also consider, if you are suspecting sleep apnea, monitoring your oxygen levels. And if you also have other causes for nasal obstruction like allergies, then you may want to consider a humidifier and certain other devices for clearing up your sinuses. Of course, reducing weight is also very important. And I do have a separate blog. I will make a separate video in which I go through all of these strategies and supplements. If you would like to receive coaching from me for reversal of metabolic disease, I run a 4-week program. Hundreds of people have gone through the program already. You can read the testimonials on the website. The program is designed to reverse conditions like fatty liver, prediabetes, polycystic ovaries, metabolic syndrome, sleep apnea, prehypertension, and chronic systemic inflammation. Feel free to check the testimonials on the website. For example, this lady here, she was with me in 2023. The program comprises of 2 main parts. One is 8 one-hour classes on Zoom. These are typically on Tuesdays and Thursdays in the evening Eastern time. But even if you can't attend the class, I do email a recording of the session and all the presentations to you after each session. Each session is followed up by some goals and homework for you to do. The other part of the program is tracking, where you're asked to download a free app called Chronometer and purchase certain items from Amazon, such as a body fat percentage scale, food weighing scale. Make sure you have a device to track your sleep and your steps. And once I start tracking you on Chronometer, I can see all of your progress in real time. And the app also has direct messaging, which allows us to fine-tune your macros, calories, supplements, etc. I hope you found the video useful. Make sure you like the video and share it with anyone you feel will benefit from this information. Feel free to put any comments if you have questions or feedback. Subscribe so that you don't miss any more videos, and I'll see you at the next video.